Now let's talk about arrays. Arrays are data structures that store the fixed collection of elements of the same data types, in which each and every element has a specific location called index. Instead of creating numerous individual variables at the same time, we just declare one array at the required size and store the elements in the array. We can access them using the index. In Solidity, an array can be a fixed size or dynamic size. Arrays have a continuous memory location where the lowest index corresponds to the first element, while the highest represents the last. But how to declare an array? Declaring an array actually involves specifying both the data type of the elements and the number of elements. We could have something like this. But now let's talk about fixed size arrays. So when creating arrays in Solidity, it is necessary to predefine the size. So the example I showed you is considered as a fixed size array. It's important to ensure that the total number of elements does not exceed the size of the array. In the event that the size of the array is not specified, an array is created that is large enough to hold the initialization values. Now let's take a look at this example here. So here we have an array declaration here. We separate it from initialization. We have both declaration and initialization of an array inside this function, which makes this array a local one. At this line here, we can see initialization of this state array. That's a good example to see how we define fixed arrays. As we said, there is another array called dynamic arrays. So dynamic arrays are not declared with a predetermined size. Instead, the size of the array is determined dynamically at runtime, allowing for the resizing of the array as elements are added. This results in a more flexible structure, as the number of elements that can be added is not restricted by a fixed size. So let's take a look at another example to see how dynamic arrays work. As you can see here, this code declares and initializes a unit array called unit array with 5 elements, and declares an int array called int array. The function dynamic array initializes the int array and returns both arrays. The arrays of dynamic size, which means that their size can be changed during the execution of the program. Now that we talked about array declarations, let's talk a little bit about the operations we can do on arrays. So array elements can be accessed by their index. To access the ith element of an array, one would use the i-1th index. For instance, if you wanted to access the third element of an array, you would use index 2. Okay, let me first show you this example here. So here we are accessing the third element of the array that has been defined here and has been initialized here. And we will just return that value by this function. So what else can we do with the arrays? We can also check the length of an array. It could be used to determine the number of elements present within it. So when you use a for loop to iterate over an array, or when you want to just modify the size, it could help you to use the length of an array. Definitely you can modify the size of a fixed array by itself, but you can always copy its values to anyone. The length of a memory array, as you said earlier, is fixed when it's declared. When the length of a dynamic array is determined at runtime, it can be manipulated as needed. So here, as you can see, we have an array called data declared here and initialized here. And this function, you can get its length by the syntax. We have another example here. We can use the push method to add an element to the end of a dynamic array. This method is specifically designed for dynamic arrays and is not available for fixed size ones. The push method makes it easy to add new elements and without having to specify the index position where the element should be inserted. So as you can see here, we have a contract called array manipulation. We declared initialized an array called data array, and in this function add to array, we just get the array in the input and push a value to it, push 3 values and 3 different lines to it, and then return. So this is how to use that push function. Okay, and the next operation we could do is pop. So the pop method is used to remove the last element from a dynamic array, and this method is specifically designed for dynamic arrays, not the fixed ones. And the pop method makes it easy to remove the last one without having to specify index or knowing the position. This is another example to use pop. So you could see how it's being used here. So it's kind of, if you're familiar with the concept of a vector in C++ or C, it's kind of like we have the same thing in DQs or queues, other programming languages like Java or Python. So this is the way we can actually use DQs in our Solidity. Okay, these were some array operations. There are definitely more stuff that you could explore yourself, but I hope these simple ones could be helpful for you.